everyone, it's Karen from the Geordie Grandma. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sunday Sunshine Show, which as always is in collaboration with Marie from Busy Bee Marie, Maria from Maria Crocker and Tina from Tina's Talk Time. And every Sunday morning at 7:30 we'll bring you a video all talking about the same topic, but we put our own spin on it. So today's topic is in the kitchen with the housewives, and that is because we call ourselves the Transatlantic Housewives of YouTube, just for a little bit of fun. And the Transatlantic is because Marie lives in Vegas and me, Maria and Tina all live in England. So in the kitchen with the housewives, I thought I'm not doing any cooking. If you've watched my videos before, you know I don't like cooking and it doesn't always go according to plan. So what I thought I would do is I would talk about some kitchen gadgets that I've got and what my thoughts on them are, whether I use them or whether I don't. You've probably got the same kind of gadgets, so maybe you'll find that interesting. Now the first one isn't really a gadget, but it is something that is in the kitchen and I do use quite a lot. And it is this cast iron recipe stand. It's quite heavy. It's got the little strings with the weights on the bottom. So if you've got a book on there, you can put that over and it'll keep the page at where it is. I'm just going to put it down because it is quite heavy. I do use this quite a lot. When we've got a recipe, when we're using a recipe book, or if we've got a Gusto or something like that, and it's a recipe card, I always use this stand to put it on. And even if I'm in the kitchen and I've just got, if I'm watching YouTube on my phone, I'll stand the phone on here. So I do find this really useful. It's always on the bench. Yeah, and it's just very handy. I think I got this from a car boot sale years ago. I think they're quite expensive to buy. I mean, I don't mean hundreds of pounds, but I think they're more than 20 or 30 pounds to buy. And I think I got this at a car boot sale for a fiver years ago. So yeah, definitely very handy. And I use that quite a lot. The next thing, hang on, I'm just going to put that over there. So the next thing is this Russell Hobbs hand blender, which I've had a few years and I don't really use it that often. I just find it a bit of a faff to get out the box. If I'm mixing something, I tend to use a whisk or something like that, or I just don't tend to use the blender very much. I have used it before for soup. I think that's maybe the only thing I've used it for. So that probably was a waste of money buying that. Has anybody else got one of these? I think if you make cakes and things, you know, if you bake quite often, then it might be useful. Because I don't do a lot of cooking, we don't do a lot of baking in the house, this probably wasn't the most useful thing for us. So that usually stays in the cupboard. The next thing that we do use, we don't use it every week, but we do use it, and it is this. And this is a pineapple corer. I think this came from Clean Easy. You can get them on Amazon. I think they're metal ones on Amazon. This is a plastic one. And what you do is you slice the bottom of the pineapple and then you turn it upside down so you've got the cut side at the top. Then you place this bit into the pineapple so it's got like a serrated edge there. And you place it on the pineapple and push it in, and then you just twist and it takes the core out of the middle of the pineapple in one go. It is really, really useful. Every time we buy fresh pineapple, this comes out because it is very handy. It's easy to come apart so you can clean it. Yeah, just a very handy little gadget. If I can find any of these that are listed on Amazon, I will put them in the description box below if you wanted to go across and have a look. So that is the pineapple corer. Definitely gets used, but not all the time because we don't always have fresh pineapple. The next thing that I do use occasionally, again, not all the time, like the pineapple corer, and it's this. And this is a Spiralizer. Now I bought this when I was eating a lot of courgette spaghetti, so basically spiralized courgette that you can use instead of spaghetti, and it is low carb and better for you. So I bought this. I think I got this in Aldi. I haven't been able to find these anywhere else, and they don't have them in Aldi anymore, obviously. And I've had this a few years now, and it's quite useful because it's got a little top, and it's got 3 different sized blades in it. So you can see the blades in there, and you can either get thin courgette spaghetti or fatter courgette spaghetti. And what you do is you just get your courgette and you stick it in there so it goes into this little metal piece, and then you just twist and the spiralized spaghetti comes out of there. Really, really handy. I think this was only about $4.99 when I bought it, but like I say, I haven't been able to find them anywhere else. You can get with the spiralizers. I've never used any other ones apart from this, and I just found this one really, really useful and handy to use, although it does hurt your arm a bit with you keep twisting, but I suppose that's good exercise. So yeah, it doesn't get used all the time because I don't have courgette spaghetti a lot, but when I do, this is definitely used. The next thing, don't know if this is what you would call a gadget, but it is these silicone, I like little silicone cups, 2 of them, and Warren uses these to poach eggs in. We've never been able to master the art of poaching an egg, so it's just as easy to crack the egg into there and then drop it into the water, and it poaches in the silicone cup. It works well for us. We don't really need to learn how to poach an egg properly. We just use these. I can't remember how much these were or even where I got them from. Maybe Home Bargains. They probably didn't cost very much, but they definitely get used on a weekly basis because Warren loves poached egg with avocado on toast. So yeah, they were definitely worth picking up. The next thing I use all the time, I'm going to put a picture in here, is my air fryer. I can't believe how we ever managed without an air fryer, actually. We've been using it for a few years now. Mine is just a one from B&M. Can't even remember the make. I'd probably do with a new one, a bigger one. Would be nice to have like a 2. You can get the 2 drawer ones because Warren eats meat and I don't eat meat. And if we want to cook something at the same time, we can't do that. It has to be cooked and then washed and then used again. So a double drawer one would probably be quite good for us. But we use that a lot more than we use the oven now, and I don't think it uses up as much electric. So if you ever have frozen chips, really, really good in the air fryer. But we use it for other things, fish fingers, bacon, stuff like that. I could probably utilise it a little bit better if I researched a little bit more into air fryer recipes, and that's maybe something I will do in the future. But definitely the air fryer is a kitchen gadget that I couldn't do without now. The next kitchen gadget is, I'll just reach for it. It is, I think everybody has probably got one of these in their cupboards. This one is a salter sandwich maker or panini maker. I think this was a panini press, this one, but a very similar thing. You know, you make a cheese sandwich, you put it in there, you press it down and it toasts it basically. When we first got this, we used it a lot. I think everybody is exactly the same. You buy a new gadget, you use it a lot for the first month or so, then it goes in the cupboard and you never get it out again. And I don't think we've used this for about 2 years. I try not to eat bread very much, so it's probably not a useful gadget anymore. But now that I've got it out and I'm talking about it, I really fancy a cheese and onion toastie, so maybe I will use it over the next week. But yeah, I think things like this are a novelty to start off with, but yeah, it doesn't really get used anymore. So that is the Salter panini press. The next gadget I do use quite often. I haven't actually used it for a while, but it is the Breville blender. It's called the Active Blender. You get 2 of these. Or did you get one with it and I bought another one? It is like a hard plastic. I can't remember if you get 2 with it, but I found this really useful. I drink a lot of, when I'm doing low carb, I drink a lot of protein shakes for breakfast, and I found this really, really useful. So it takes the powdered protein sachet, You pour that in. I put some frozen avocado in here and some almond milk and just blend it up for a couple of minutes, and it works really well. I haven't really used it for anything else. I can't remember if I used it for, I think I might have used it to blend soup once, and it did work quite well for that. But for a protein shake, to blend that up with some fruit or, you know, frozen avocado, something like that, this works really well. So I definitely recommend the Breville Blend Active if that's something you want to do. Really useful, definitely worth buying that. And the last kitchen gadget that I use a lot, use it all the time, I've talked about it before, is my little mini waffle maker. I absolutely love this gadget. I've had it over a year now, and I use it, I'd say I use this weekly, and it makes one waffle at a time. I will put the recipe below that I use to make my low carb waffles. The mixture makes up about 5 or 6 waffles at a time, but you could double it and make extra and put them in the fridge or the freezer to use at another time. And I have the waffles, I'll put some pictures in here. I have the waffles for breakfast with some fruit and yogurt and some skinny maple syrup, or I often have it with a vegetarian bacon because I don't eat meat. I mean, it's not bacon, but it's the closest I'm going to get. So I'll have the waffles with some bacon, sometimes some strawberries, sometimes some blueberries, and put a little bit of skinny maple syrup on that as well. And we sometimes have it as like a dessert. So we'll have a waffle with some whipped double cream on and some berries and some grated dark chocolate, and that's really nice as well. So if you're on low carb or keto, those are all quite good things, and the waffles are really good things. Because sometimes when you're doing low carb and you don't want to eat bread, it's difficult to find other things. You know, you get sick of just eating a boiled egg or a hard boiled egg or scrambled egg. So making a waffle is a really good substitute. So yeah, my little waffle maker is my #1 kitchen gadget. I think this one came from Home Bargains, but I will put a link to the ones on Amazon if you want to go across and have a look. I think this was only about a tenner when I got it. So those are my, was that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kitchen gadgets that I've got. Some are good, some not so good, and some I couldn't do without. So let me know in the comments below which gadget you use the most in the kitchen and which gadget you bought that you really never use anymore. I would really like to know. So don't forget to go across and watch the other ladies' videos, Busy Bee Marie, Maria Crocker and Tina's Talk Time. I will put the links to their channel in the description box below this video. If you go below the video, you'll see a couple of lines of writing and then a little button that says more. Click on the more. I'll give you a more information in that description box. Go across and see what they in the kitchen with the housewives video is today. Maybe they'll be cooking, but yeah, I didn't fancy cooking today at all. So thank you so much for watching. That's all I've got for you today. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.